Well, that was all just a kind of a exercise in whimsy. It started off, I played with Otto and did stuff gig-wise there, but we were playing, I got asked to do, Ed and Terry and I were playing at Muskoka Sands for a while, and we played every Wednesday night was a talent night, and we had a deal with the house band. They said, look, we can't pay you to do this, but we want you guys to come and do this every Wednesday night with the open mic, and one of you is going to win the first prize every third week. So we said, okay, that's a good deal. Because one of us was working there. I was working there for a while, and then Eddie was working there for a while. Actually, Terry had worked there for a while too. So during that period, over a couple of, a year or two, one of us was working there, and we had to deal with the band, and they were the house band, and so we'd go and play. And I was playing with Otto, and there was some little other gig stuff happening. Joe and the boys the older guys were like playing in the band, and we were kind of playing along with Joe, but then those guys decided that they wanted to form a tighter, more rehearsed nucleus without our involvement, which was a little heartbreaking, but we were already kind of going off. I was playing with Terry and Ed a lot. And then the drummer from that house band thing at Gravenhurst Muskoka Sands, he was trying to get into being a bit of an agent, and he was always very supportive of young musicians. And he encouraged me a lot, and he talked me into taking the singles act at the Patterson in the basement. Of course, I was too green to do that, and I was too shy also. So I talked Terry into doing it with me. And at that point, Randy was taking guitar lessons from me, and we needed somebody to drive because we didn't have wheels. So that was kind of the nucleus of what turned into Rainbow Wind. And we did that for 2 weeks, and didn't make a lot of money, but there was some money, and there was nothing else going on in Muskoka. And then Terry and I are hanging around the house doing no work, playing darts, playing guitars till your fingers are sore, then playing darts and cribbage until your fingers are healed up enough to play more guitar because you were bored, basically. And I was bitching about we need a gig and there's nothing to do and whatever. And Terry got tired of that. He says, well, instead of bitching about it, do something about it. And I looked at him and I said, took the challenge. I said, you're right. So I picked up the phone book, and by the end of the day, I had managed to find a gig somewhere. Wow. And then, of course, we had to go do it. So that was kind of the start of that. And then the name Rainbow Wind, I had done a painting that was kind of a whimsical thing, islands floating in the sky kind of thing, with a rainbow connecting to an island, and then a waterfall was coming off the island, connecting to another island. And Joe Sharon had named the painting Rainbow Wind. And somehow that name got chosen to be, we needed a name. We got a gig, but we had to have a name. So I pulled that name off of the painting and said, yeah, we're Rainbow Wind. See you Saturday night. We're coming to do the gig.
Oh, wow. I'd never even heard that.
Well, not a lot of people ever asked that. But that's kind of where that came from.